our domestic football, and everyone's going crazy talking about, oh, I'm eating wings and drinking beer and watching the games. Yesterday was my wife's birthday. I spent the entire day with her. We were out and about doing a million different things. We went to one of her favorite restaurants and got a nice, delicious dinner. Um, had some wine together at the end of the night. So it was a nice day for me. For other people, it was Tokon Day. Huh? Well, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a new fighting game coming out next year, and it's from ArcSys, the people who had made Dragon Ball Fighters, Guilty Gear, and Blaze Blue. It had a beta yesterday only. It was a closed beta only for 36 hours. It started 9 p.m. on Friday night and ended this morning at 8 a.m. Okay? Well, should I talk about this now? Why not? I was in it because I registered for it like weeks ago. They had announced, oh, registrations for this beta. So I'd signed up for it, but when I did, you had to do it through this weird link. Usually, if you want to sign up for a beta, you would go to like a website and fill out a web form saying, you know, your name, your preferred platform, if you have like a YouTube channel, all that stuff. This had none of that. This was click here, log into your PlayStation Network account, which of course I have a long-standing PSN account, put in your details, and that's it. I didn't get an email saying confirm that you're registered for it. We'll let you know. Nothing. It just, so I had no idea that the beta was even going to happen or that I was going to get into it. I was streaming on Friday night, my Friday Night Fight stream. They emailed me to tell me that I was in the Tokon beta while it was already live. That sounds like good timing, doesn't it? Like, tell someone in the midst of a very limited timed beta that you're in the beta. Why not tell me like 3 days early so I can plan for it? No, tell me while the beta is going on. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because I was going to spend time with my wife for her birthday. I don't give a crap about the Marvel Tokon beta. My wife's way more important to me than this random-ass fighting game. But a 36-hour limited window for a closed beta is probably the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard, and that's the dumbest fucking beta that's ever been held. I have never in my life heard of a beta that you have to give up an entire day of your life, no matter what, no chance to get into it later. Fuck you, play it or just skip it and miss out. Huh? So I can't have a life? I can't, actually have like responsibilities or a schedule. You're just supposed to, you're going to send me an email during the beta, so I couldn't even prepare for it, and you expect me to now just change everything in my life for your fighting game. How about this? No, I'm not going to do that. My life is more important to me than your fighting game. If you actually want me to care, you should actually tell me ahead of time. You should actually allow me to plan. You should actually respect my time as a gamer and not try to act like you're more important than me, because you're not. Sorry, Marvel Tokon. Anyway, so I had a great day, and the entire fighting game community dropped everything to play it. I'm serious. They did. Like, oh, well, because this is all we do. All our eggs are in one basket, so we've got to drop our lives and change all our schedules around because we got into this beta. So they did. And they played it in the 36 hours, and I saw quite a few people play it, including, what's that guy, Diaphone, the guy who had actually made a video regarding my Street Fighter 6 play early on during the run of Street Fighter 6 2 years ago. He actually won a tournament in Tampa, Florida, which is kind of cool. He won basically the first tournament for the game. Throwbacks to back when new releases would come out. Like, remember when Super Street Fighter 4 came out and I entered a midnight tournament for it at a game store and I won with DJ? It's kind of cool to see people, day one be hype. I saw Justin Wong play. I saw Nerd Josh play. I saw Sonic Fox play, okay? So, just watching a few different videos, here's my impressions, okay? It's definitely the kind of game that's going to get hype. It's big, flashy combos, big explosions, giant damage, okay? It's what people like to watch. I'm just going to emphasize that. It's what people like to watch. But this really harkens back to me, to the days of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and or even Dragon Ball FighterZ, where it seems like if you can get one hit in, you can capitalize and get an insane combo. I actually saw someone with Ms. Marvel get like an 80% combo that was like dash up 3 attacks into a assist that created almost like a wall bounce state. Then she did another 3 attacks into a super. It was 80% damage. What the fuck? It's supposed to be a fighting game. Why are you losing 80% of your character to one simple combo? It wasn't even like, oh, a counter hit combo. No, it was a simple combo. Like, assist, super. 80% damage. In addition, some of the stuff that I've seen, the game looks a little bit more slow than I would have expected. Like, recently we had the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. And so everyone was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. The game looks slower than MVC 2. The game kind of looks like it's meant for online play, meaning they built it for rollback netcode. So what does that mean? It means there's going to be pattern play. It means there's going to be simpleton gameplay, easy input, everything easy to execute, nothing tough to do. It just looks like it's a baby zone game. I'm sorry, it looks like it's made for play schoolers. Now, it looks hype, meaning there's going to be big flashy combos. People are going to want to see the superheroes beat the crap out of each other. But it doesn't, to me, look like a competitive fighting game that's going to be like something from yesteryear where there was actually challenge and skill involved. It's just going to be online pattern play again. That's what it looks like to me. Now, again, this is one day of people playing it. They already figured out 80% damage combos, ridiculous strings. Like, basically what it looks like to me is Dragon Ball Fighters with a skin and with some different mechanics when it comes to the assists. Okay? Because there's the stage transitions. A lot of people are very critical of these stage transitions, saying they don't really like them. And that they're basically kind of jarring to the game. Some people are saying the animations are too long, like super animations take forever. And again, it seems like that's because for a crowd, you want the crowd to react when something like that. Again, it seems like this is a crowd pleaser game. This is a game that may have been made, that it's a stream hype game, that when you're streaming it or you're playing it in a tournament, everyone's excited. But when you actually play it, it's just not that good. Again, I harken back to MVC3, where at first I was hyped for it, and then within that first year of playing it, I just hated it. Like, dude, I don't want a game where every time I get hit, I lose an entire character, or I activate X Factor and now I kill your entire character. I thought that was awful for competitive play. So it's rough, man. It's rough for me. I mean, if I was a modern FGC player and all I knew were modern fighting games like Marvel and Dragon Ball and Street Fighter 5 and 6, I'd probably be like, oh, I'm so hyped. But I've played better games. I just played Marvel 2 in the Marvel 2 collection. That, to me, looks like a better game. But these are not the opinions you will hear from the fighting game community. I just want to make this abundantly clear. There are people out there who agree with me on stuff like this, but you'll never hear people in the fighting game community talk about it. Why? Well, let's see. I got into the Marvel Tokon beta and I streamed it and I had record high viewer numbers. Everyone was supporting my stream and I made a whole ton of bucket load of fucking money, right? So obviously I'm not going to criticize the game. I'm going to say it's the best fighting game ever so that I can make money. And that's a big difference between back in the day and today. Because back in the day, there was no money to be made. I'll say that again. Back in the day, there was no money to be made. If you were a competitive fighting game player, you did it for the love of the game. You did it because you enjoyed the games, not because you were going to make a bucket load of money streaming the game. Get it? So because of that, the entire FGC is kissing this game's ass, even though me watching, I'm like, it doesn't look that good. Again, it really strongly reminds me of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I didn't like. So here we are over a decade later, and it looks like it's a different company releasing a very similar game. And because we haven't had Marvel in a while, it's probably going to do well. I would bet it might even be the biggest fighting game of next year. I'm going to go on record, and I'm going to say it early. I think that Marvel Tokon will likely be the biggest fighting game of 2026. It's going to beat the Invincible game. It's going to beat that 2x KO joke of a game. It's going to beat everything. Even Street Fighter 6, I feel like it might surpass Street Fighter 6. Why? Because it's Marvel characters and because it has a hype-looking gameplay that when you stream it or you play it in tournament, it's flashy. That doesn't mean that it's going to be amazing. All right? But that you won't hear that from the FGC for the most part. I am overgeneralizing. But if you see these people that are absolutely freaking out about the game, it's like, so what exactly is great about the game? Can you explain in detail what is so amazing about this game? Well, I'll tell you what's amazing about the game. You had a great amount of viewers and you made a lot of money. That's what was great about the game. It doesn't look that good to me. And again, I'm not the only one. It's just the people who have this mentality are old school players who have played better, but they're not prominent in the modern FGC. You know what I'm saying? A ton of the people from my generation retired on purpose. They said, we don't want to play modern fighters. They suck. So they just stopped playing. Some of them now are part of the tournament scene where they run tournaments or they even run arcades or they do stuff like that, or they just outright retired and don't play anymore. But, you know, in general, these modern fighting games are not it. That's why I've been playing CVS 2 for months, okay? And we're going to talk about that today because sadly,